Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is, as far as I know, the only tarot reading on the internet, at least, that focuses strictly on your ability to manifest, because manifesting gives you power. It uses the power of your imagination, this power of your spirit, combines them, and helps you to materialize what you are trying to create in your mind's eye. So with that in mind, all I have is these 5 cards. This is all you're going to see on the screen. There's not going to be any kind of movement. I want to minimize the amount of visual distraction because there's more than enough visual garbage and interference, distraction around us. That's intentional, because the more preoccupied we are at looking on the outside at all the pictures and images, the less likely we are to look inside, to give ourselves the power, to give ourselves the agency, the authority to live the kind of life that we would choose. Instead, by getting distracted, we get lost, and that opens the door for other people to tell you what's important, why it's important, and to lead you around by the nose. And very often, don't even know it. So this is different. This is focusing on you. My goal is to inspire you. That's my goal. People who get on the internet are looking to please you. I'm not looking to please you necessarily. I'm not looking to aggravate you necessarily. I am looking at being honest, taking this energy that's in the card, the layout of the cards, and saying, okay, here it is. This is how it applies. It's very clear, very straight. You don't have to guess. And then either it resonates with you or it doesn't resonate with you. If it doesn't, that's okay. That's fine. There's 8 billion people in the world. I am not going to send out a message that resonates with everybody. But if it does resonate with you, that's an indication. Get on board with the energy and start to move in that direction. We're in a very critical time in the history of humanity, at least in the last 6,000 years, if you follow the geology and the history and all of that. Nevertheless, this is a very critical time. Humanity stands on the brink. Are we going to continue? Or are we going to destroy ourselves? Are we going to live as free people or as slaves? Our choice right now. Whether you're comfortable with that idea or not doesn't make any difference. So that's why I do this with an urgency and with a very tight focus, so that you can begin to build your manifesting muscles. Make the pictures in your imagination, not on a screen. That's somebody else's version. You want to make the pictures in your head because they resonate with you. That's where the power comes from. So let's begin. Middle card is the Oracle card, and today it is Breathe. Looks like she's in a very pleasant state. I would say, maybe even a theta state. I mean, she really could be in deep meditation. But the important thing here is breathe. And you go, what the hell, breathe? What? That's no big deal. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Stop breathing. See how long you last. What, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes, if that. Breathing. We're little chemistry kits, little chemistry sets. We're full of chemicals, and those chemicals interact, and that's what gives us life and form and all that kind of stuff. Breathing brings in oxygen, among other things, but oxygen to help fire up our system. We're not breathing, we're not keeping that fire. That's why you got a temperature, by the way, because you are a chemical burn going on right now as we speak, a chemical fire. That's what keeps us alive. So breathing fuels that fire, just like it does. If you're familiar with campfires or fireplaces, you know, you got those bellows that you got to blow the air into and it revives the fire. That's what happens to us. That's why breathing is so important. And additionally, breathing helps calm us down. There are 2 states primarily that we deal in: sympathetic, parasympathetic. Sympathetic is fight or flight. I'm either going to beat the shit out of you or I'm going to run like hell. Parasympathetic is a meditative state. You're not threatened. You're not in danger. You're very calm, very peaceful. When you are in that state, that chemical fire I was talking about, the temperature really drops. Really drops. It's kind of like on your stove, a low setting. Now you're getting enough oxygen into you. The chemical fire is burning enough to keep you alive and doing well, quite honestly. But you're not burned out. In society today, we are operating in sympathetic mode, fight or flight, run like hell or beat the shit out of somebody. That's where we're at, and they want to keep us there, because when you're in sympathetic mode, you're not thinking. You are simply reacting. The blood literally flows from the front of your head, where you do your thinking, to the back of your brain, which is the reptile part of your brain, and you're simply on defense. Who's coming to get me? I gotta. They can do that in a number of ways, and they do that in a number of ways, always to keep our fires hot. That makes us get older, that makes us get weaker, that makes us get sicker. So the antidote is breathe. The more you breathe, primarily through your nose, not through your mouth, but primarily through your nose, the more your body temperature drops. That chemical fire settles. And if you can set it on a low mode, you will stay younger, stronger, happier, healthier, longer. And life will be more fun. So breathing is hugely important on so many different levels. The number up in the right-hand corner, 29. 2 is decision. 9 is coming to an end of something. You're making a decision to end something. And in fact, you put the 2 and 9 together, they equal 11. That's a master number, which again equals a 2. So you have a huge decision. Anytime I get a master number as a final number, before I break it down to the single digit, you get an 11, 22, 33, 44, you get the idea. That's a master number. And so whatever's going on means that there is an element of fate, certainly an element of importance. It's critical. So the idea of breathing or calming your chemical fire, turning down your temperature, is going to be essential. And if you take a look at the world around you, you can see already clearly why that kind of posture is necessary. Not only for your health, but for the world's health and sanity. The meme for today says, the cells in your body react to everything in your mind. Negativity brings your immune system down. Well, I just explained that to you. We're chemical fires. If you're in sympathetic mode, fight or flight, man, that heat just gets turned up, so that you're operating on high all the time. Well, you burn yourself out. Plus, you don't function, you don't think your way through life. You simply react to one disaster to another disaster. I'm helpless, I can't do it, oh my God. You get in a parasympathetic mode, a calming mode, everything works better. You bring that temperature from ultra high down to ultra low, which is plenty enough to keep all your systems running. You don't age, you don't get sick. You don't run through life in a cold sweat. Much better for you. So let's go all the way to the left. Here we go. We're talking about the sympathetic fight or flight stuff. Here it is, 5 of Wands right there. It's exactly what it is. Conflict, bickering, squabble over nothing. You take a look at society, and what the stuff we're arguing about and talking about is useless bullshit. Because in the end, we all essentially want the same stuff. We want to be able to live our life in peace, to have a home that is safe and secure. We want to have enough to eat. And that's really all that's necessary. You want to start adding on other things, fine, but then that increases the chemical fire, puts you under more stress. Remember, everything that you own owns you. You got to take care of it. You got to maintain it. Raises the stress factor. And they want you stressed. They're going to do it one way or the other. So the 5 of Wands says, here you have a bunch of people enthusiastically, because Wands are enthusiasm, enthusiastically battling each other over useless shit. It doesn't matter. They're squabbling, bickering, noise. What it really does is the next card, Four of Cups. You see this guy sitting at a beach. He's got the 4 cups spilled over, and he is despondent, I guess. He's lost interest. He has no motivation. Because he knows that the stuff that he's arguing about in the 5 of Wands doesn't mean a damn thing, doesn't make his life better one way or another, but yet he has to live in that crap. And because of it, he loses himself. Loses love, respect for himself. Next card over, thankfully, is the Knight of Cups. Knights bring gifts. There's an opportunity coming up where you can give yourself the gift of love. Now, someone else may speak loving ideas or thoughts or whatever to you, and or do loving things, and that's great. But remember, our lives all kind of require that we begin the energy with us, whatever it is. So we have to love ourselves. And so the gift from the Knight of Cups is a gift of appreciating yourself. Saying, look, I'm too fired up. I'm too involved in this crap that really doesn't matter. I've done damage to myself by buying into this shit. I'm going to step away. I'm going to step away. I'm going to catch my breath. I'm going to breathe. Because it turns out that breathing is the real G spot for everybody. It's a good spot. Lowers that chemical temperature down to low. Things operate very smoothly. You're not panicked. You're not terrorized. But you got to make the decision. That's the Two of Swords. You have to decide for yourself. And it's because it's swords. This can't be an intuitive decision. You have to consciously say to yourself, guess what? I'm going to breathe. Figuratively and realistically. I'm going to take more of an effort to settle my chemical temperature, my body temperature down. Every chance I get, try to bring it down. Every chance I get, try to do some deep breathing. And if you're going to do deep breathing through your nose, every time you think about it, do 3 deep breaths through your nose. That'll help out. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Because remember, the cells in your body react to everything that you're thinking, you're feeling. And when you get in that mode, that negativity brings your immune system down, makes you sick, unhappy, frightful. Not a good situation, but you have control. That's the key. Breathe. Easier said than done. I get it. But that final card, the Two of Swords, says it's up to you. You have to take responsibility. You have to choose, and you'll have your chance. Knight of Cups says you will have your chance. Don't pass it up. That's the carding or the reading for today, even the carding for today for that matter. I'll be back tomorrow again with another tarot reading, manifestation. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.